Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Dr. Meenakshi Rana. My channel is dedicated to the teaching of sociology for the undergraduate and postgraduate students of sociology of Punjab University. Today we are going to talk about the institutions in context of rural society, that means marriage, family and polity in context of rural society. So let's just start. Man is a social animal and has endless needs. As per the Maslow's hierarchy of need, as he has suggested, how satisfaction of one need give rise to the other. From basic need of food, shelter, clothing to the highest need of self-actualization. In order to satisfy various needs of love, affection, identity, recognition, respect, status, the man establish social relationships and eventually form society. There are established ways of doing that prescribes and regulates our behavior called institutions. Like for the purpose of satisfaction of sexual need and procreation of members of the society, the institution of marriage serve the purpose. Further, for the purpose of providing social, economic, and personal support and care, the institution of family serve the purpose. In context of the rural society, the marital relationship basically consisting of following practices. First of all, caste endogamy and village exogamy is practiced there. What does it mean? That means people belonging to the same caste can only get married. No intercaste marriage is allowed, that is caste endogamy, marital relationship within the same caste. But at the same time, village exogamy is also being practiced and strictly prescribed. That means people belonging to the same village cannot get married to each other. The two rules need to be followed at the same time. So village and gotra exogamy, that means you cannot get married if you belong to the same village, but you have to seek a person belonging to your own caste but maybe from different village. So caste endogamy and village exogamy are practiced at the same level. The age of marriage usually is early, and the consent of elder in the family or head of the family is usually taken care of. Usually the if we talk about, usually the marriage in context of rural society is arranged marriage, where the head of the family or elders of the family or elders in the village are being consulted and they prescribe. So if we talk about rules of mate selection, most of the time the life partner is suggested by the elders of the house, considering the various rules of caste endogamy and village or gotra exogamy. In context of rural society, the family consists of following features. There is a practice of joint family system where people belonging to more than two generations living together most of the time pursue the same occupation. The property is undivided, and most of the decisions of the family are taken by the head of the family, and they have a common household. They have a common kitchen as well. The food is being cooked at the same place, and all the people being served from that common place only. Now, as far as the polity in rural context is concerned, usually a group of elders in the village is being consulted for most of the decisions related to village. However, after independence, Panchayati Raj institutions are introduced as a system of local governance where a sarpanch or a representative from rural villages is democratically elected and serve as a link between the government administration and the village people. The sarpanch usually have 5-year term, and depending on the size of a particular village, usually one or more than one sarpanch is also elected from a particular village, depending on the size of the rural village, depending on the size of the population of the village. They work for 5 years of term, and now 2 or 3 conditions, like who can contest for the election of sarpanch. There are few amendments that being introduced, like the 74th amendment in 1993, where 50% reservation was given to women. That means 50% of the candidates in the Sarpanch election would be women. And the second very controversial amendment is also being introduced in 2015, where there was a minimum educational criteria set by for the candidates of Sarpanch, and it is that they must have studied up to matriculation. However, for women and SCs, it is up to 8th standard, the elementary education level. So friends, this is all about the social institutions. Don't forget to see the links provided in the description box for recapitulation and more reading. Thank you so much. Happy learning.